So England might be, in fact, leading Iran 3-0 now after what was a pretty fun goal fest if you're an England fan. And, it was a good showing from them because the match actually had gotten off to a scratchy start. But I think one of the major talking points we have to address is why exactly were 14 minutes added on at the end of that first half? Now, normally speaking, in football, you do have the concept of added time because unlike in other sports which run on, time basis, you don't actually see the clock stopping in case there's an injury, in case there's a VAR check or anything of that sort. So what happens with injury time is that there's always a minimum amount added on during the end of the half. So you'll see 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 to 7 or 8 minutes would be a lot, but 14 minutes. Why exactly would anyone need 14 minutes of added time? I mean, to give you some context, one half of extra time in a football match will be about 15 minutes. So you had really that much time almost added on towards the end of that first half between England and Iran. Why was it the case? Well, what actually ties back to the earlier video we did where we talked about the Iran goalkeeper who ended up unfortunately suffering from a concussion and needing to be subbed off. Now, what happens with, of course, injuries is that whatever time is lost to the injury or to dealing with the injury, whether it be doing a medical checkup on the player, getting him off the field, all of that time is taken into consideration when, in fact, you add on time. So, due to that, there was about 9 to 10 minutes that were lost in terms of getting the player checked up and then deciding that okay, he can continue for now, before they realized that no, look, he doesn't seem like he's in any good state to be continuing on in this match. So due to the amount of stoppages that happened there, about 10 minutes were lost and 4 extra minutes were put in place for other stoppages. And don't forget, there are all sorts of stoppages that happen in between when the ball goes out of play, if the referee has to take out time to maybe speak to a player, book a player, anything of this sort. Time is added on for all of these things, but in this case 14 minutes, 10 of those minutes in fact came from the fact that they had to add on that much time because there was loss to that injury, so they had to get the player off the field. Then there were medical checkups done, so all of these things really come into play, and that's why you actually ended up seeing a pretty extended half of football now that you think about it, because again 45 minutes was what's normally there, then of course there's an additional 14 minutes, so that's nearly an hour's worth of football for what should have actually been about 50 odd minutes of the half. Now, again, this World Cup has been, this match itself has been pretty eventful. A lot of talking points. You had a concussion substitute. You've had England score 3 goals in the first half. I don't remember the last time that happened. So that in itself is noteworthy. The fact that they've had a 19-year-old player and a 21-year-old player also among the goal scorers, massive, massive boost for them. But we'll talk about that match and we'll talk about how it is that broke down later on during the day. Don't forget that, to join us on Sports Today as we break down, of course, the first match of the second day of the FIFA World Cup. So join us for that. Thank you all for joining us right now. Don't forget, if you enjoy what it is that we do, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. And last but not least, show the wonderful folks at the AajTak app some love by downloading their app or going and checking out the website in both English and Hindi, depending of course, your language of choice. Thank you all again for joining us. As always, I've been Shane. I'm going to be with you guys to talk all things FIFA World Cup through the night. But for now, I'm taking your leave, sir. Goodbye.